Okay guys, so this is the second part of in this video. I'll just do a question and answer session. These ones are questions and answers I got in my WhatsApp from a few people that are very close to me. So I'm going to do this video and send it to them, and I'm also going to post it here. So first thing first, someone said, do you need IELTS? No, you don't need IELTS to move to Saudi Arabia, but you need a proof that you can speak English language, and your WAEC result may be able to cover for that. Yes. Then this there is this other, I think for the Ministry of God, they do this English exam. I don't know the name, I can't remember. You can do your own research on that. But for me, when I moved to Saudi Arabia, no, I did not need IELTS for it. Do I need NMCN verification as well? Yes, you do. So in the past, previously, when I moved to Saudi Arabia, when I was recruited, you didn't need to do anything yet. I just paid the application form, did the interview, and I was jetted out. It was when I got to Saudi, I did my data flow. It was when I did the exams and everything. But times have changed. Now, some of these people require you to do your data flow before you leave Nigeria. Some of them even require you to have gotten your Momaris. Momaris is the Saudi Council. The Saudi Council registration, you know, the same way we have an NMCM portal. The Momaris is their own portal where you do all your registration and everything. And yes, you can go through it yourself. You can search for Momaris and see the things you need to upload on Momaris for you to be able to do your application. Any specific exam to be taken? Yes, you're going to take the Saudi Council exam, and they're going to be classifying you either as a nurse technician if you have a diploma, or as a nursing specialist or midwifery specialist, or whichever one you apply for. I always tell people, if you have a midwifery license, please let them know at the interview that I have a midwifery license, because most times you stand the higher chance if you have a midwifery license. Yes, I always say the story of how I migrated as a nurse, but I ended up working as a midwife in Saudi Arabia. Yes, that's it. So for the exam, it's a CBT exam that can be taken in Saudi. I think some people can take it in Nigeria, so I don't know. I think in the north, maybe Kaduna, but it's Pearson View that does it too. So I don't know where they do it in Nigeria, but I did mine in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that's it. And for doctors, yes, the process is just the same for doctors too. You have to find an agency. Most times, Saudi likes to take special. Okay, let me just put it here. Saudi likes to take specialist doctors. Yes, they do take specialist doctors, consultants, or maybe if you've started your residency or something. They like the big fishes. But for nurses, I think they like to take nearly qualified sometimes, because, you know, they have to pay them lesser to do the same job and things like that. Yeah. What's the transition like? Someone was like, what is the transition like? For me, it wasn't very smooth, to be honest. I'm going to be very honest with you. It was not very smooth because of the language barrier first. Secondly, I was a newly qualified nurse when I moved to Saudi Arabia. I've never worked in Nigeria except when I did my internship. I've never worked in Nigeria, so I didn't have that much experience. But the interview, in fact, when people were going for the interview, they said minimum of 2 years experience. But like I told you, I'm not someone that likes to take no for an answer. So I had only 1 year experience, which was my internship here. And when I reached out to my agents, they were like, okay, just come. If they like you, they pick you. If they don't like you, they'll tell you why they can't take you. And when I did the interview, the guy was like, oh, you're a very smart person. I can't wait for you to come and build your experience with us. But I jetted out after a year. Okay, that's on the side. I'm still going to go into all of that later. But for now, someone was like, are there any major negatives that people don't disclose? Yes, there are a lot of negative. Saudi is not a bed of roses. It is not going to be a bed of roses for you. You're going there to make your money. Go and make your money and get out. Because I think now it's even better, because I heard they started giving nurses, you can bring your dependent now, but I don't know if dependent can still work or something. I don't know. I'm going to confirm this from some of my friends that are still in Saudi, and I'll make a proper video on that later. But when I went, you could not bring your dependents in. You can only make them on a visit, 3-monthly visa, and I didn't think that was something I wanted to. That was one of the reasons why I left Saudi Arabia. That's going to be a topic for another day. Is the pay as good as we see on ads? Yeah. Yeah, the pay is good, quite good, because one good thing about Saudi is that Saudi pays you according to your years of experience. They pay you according to what you have. If you are a perioperative nurse, if you are a double qualified, if you have some other licenses from other places, Saudi will put it there. If you have your masters, they will increase your salary. Like, Saudi does not put, you are not the same everywhere. Everybody just comes in here on a band 5, and everybody in the UK and all. No, I know nurses that earn as high as $3,000 monthly, non-taxed. That's the good thing about Saudi money. Saudi money is non-taxed. Now you get everything enter your pocket. And I think the minimum you can earn if you are working with the Ministry of Health is about $1,200. Yes. So imagine having that in Naira. And the good thing is that when I was in Saudi, I used to spend, I don't think I used to spend up to 200 riyals in a month. And 200 riyals is about 40 pounds. Like, I didn't even spend, 200 riyals is about, I think that's $40. Yeah. Except, and what do I buy? Because there's free food, there's free accommodation and everything for single nurses. So I didn't really used to spend my money like that for anything. So it's good. And someone was like, when you're living to another country, are they very hostile? I don't think so. When I left, I just resigned and I left. Because in Saudi Arabia, the job is based on a contractual basis. Like, it's an annual renewable contract. The contract is for 1 year. If you want, and that 1 year means you're working for 10 months and you're having about, normally the holiday is about 45 days. But because of the other extra holidays, maybe Ramadan, you know, their Eid holidays is 10 days, you had it to it. So when I was leaving, I worked for just 10 months and I had remaining 60 days off. I don't know, I had about 60 days accumulated from my leave. Yeah. And when I was leaving, for me in my region, nobody stopped me. Of course, they will encourage you to stay. When I went to submit my resignation, they tried to talk to me to, oh, please stay with us. What do you want us to do for you? Blah, 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 blah. But I was getting married at that point, and I'm not someone to be in a long distance marriage. I've never thought about it. I would rather go back home to Nigeria and be with my family. So that was it. Even when I went to the Ministry of Health, they kept saying, oh, do you have a problem with the place we posted you to? Do you want us to take you elsewhere? You've just spent 1 year with us and you want to go. There's no problem. So yes, they might be, when you tell them you're leaving, they might become not as nice as they used to be. No, at first they'll be very nice to you. They'll want you to stay. But if you insist that you're going, they may become quite hostile. For example, I was having issues with getting my tickets. If you're following me on my other TikTok, you would have seen all of those problems that I had when I was leaving. And I can make a proper video on that later. If you want me to make a proper video on that, drop your comments and I'll respond to that comment and make a video on it. So I had to book my flight back home by myself. But at the airport, nobody's stopping you from going. Nobody's holding you back. Nobody's saying you shouldn't go where you want to go to. No. And even when I was living from Nigeria, someone told me, now when you get to Saudi, they're going to seize your passport. My passport was with me my whole 1 year. Nobody took my passport. Nobody asked me for my passport. Nobody logged anything away. So I don't know where people get this information from. Maybe people that come to Saudi Arabia as mates, maybe their bosses do that to them. But for nurses, you're a professional. Nobody does that to you. People even go home in between their contracts. Like, if you are in Saudi and you need to go home urgently for something, you can go home in between your contract and come back. I don't know what people are talking about. So, and the work environment, to be honest, I would say you might experience a little bit of racism. And this may not be from Saudis. Yeah, this may be from people from other countries that think that they are better than you are. It may even be people from the same third world or fourth world country you are from that think they are better than you are because of skin color. Yes. But do not be intimidated. You are in Saudi. You are going to Saudi to make your own money. Go there, make your money, and leave. All right, guys, this is already long. I know you people are not going to watch this video. And if you come back to ask me any question I've addressed in this video, I'll send this video back to you. Ciao.